Tate, what's on TV?
I think the 2015-16 budget program is on.
Art is a very important class here at Salamanca City Schools because it allows kids to express their individuality. Art isn't just for the kids who can draw. There are many opportunities to be artistic. Elementary students benefit from art because it helps them develop motor skills, language development, decision-making, and visual learning. The art classes available to the students at Salamanca High School include photography, drawing and painting, studio art, advanced art, portfolio, and independent studies. Every student that participates in an art class gets at least one of their pieces shown in the annual art show. The art show is open to individuals all day long through the budget vote. On May 19, 2015, Mrs. MacArthur quoted, "It's an exciting time every year for my students to be recognized for their work." OM, also known as Odyssey of the Mind, is a well-known extracurricular club here at Salamanca City School District. The OM team consists of 7 members that receive a problem. This changes slightly from year to year. There is always a car team, technical team, classic performance team, structure team, and a humor and performance team. The students receive their problem and have a number of months to complete it. This year, we had 4 teams advance to the state competition. At states, the Division II car team took 10th place, Division III structure team took 7th place, Division I structure team took 4th place, and the Division I car team took 3rd place. Students gain a sense of pride and feeling of personal achievement. They also gain a sense of responsibility.
Hey there everybody! I'm going to show you how we finance the budget. Everything starts with money. Where do we get it though? Let's find out.
This represents the amount of money that we get from New York State. When we put our budget together, we talk about there are only so many pieces to the pie that we can allocate for everything that we need to do in the district. New York State, through our state aid, gives us approximately 71% of our budget. That amount is equal to that portion of the pie. When we start to put our budget together, we have to add in the rest of the pieces of the pie for revenue from areas such as our Native American contract, impact aid, the tax levy, district reserves, and other revenue streams. That is the total piece of the pie and how we put our budget together.
These are the district's revenue sources. The expenditures are where all of that money goes.
71% of the money goes for program expenses, which is basically all the education, the teachers, the salaries for them, the materials and supplies that are needed for them, transportation to get everybody to school. And then we have capital costs, which include the debt service on our buildings for things that we've had constructed in the last couple of years, in addition to bus and van purchases. And then administration is the last piece, which is the superintendent's office, my office as the business office. It also contains the principal's offices, the new assistant superintendent for academic services will be in there, secretarial staffs, all the materials and supplies, and insurance and different types of things like that.
Taxes haven't increased since May 2011, with a 30% decrease in 2014 and a 53% decrease in 2015. We save a lot of money.
And here's Mr. Bridenstine to tell us a little bit more about the tax levy decrease.
Want some pie?
welcome to Warrior Vision. I'm Autumn and this is Reese. Here's a little information on our program.
We have been in Miss Hill's media class since the beginning of the year, and we have been able to learn many things. The first activity we participated in was a television production. We have also learned how to work all the camera equipment and have started to create different projects. Now let's go to another 6th grade Warrior Vision reporter.
Hi, here today I have Riley John. I have a few questions to ask her. What would you say is your favorite part of this media class?
Well, my favorite part of this media class would be learning how to use all the equipment and learning all the words for the shots of a camera.
Me too. Also, I was wondering what your favorite job was to learn in the TV studio for the Warrior Wake Up.
I like being an anchor because before I came into Mrs. Hill's, we used to watch the Warrior Wake Up in the classroom, and it was really cool to watch the high schoolers be anchors, and now that I can be one, it's really fun.
Thank you, Riley. This gives 6th graders the opportunity to get out of their classrooms and go participate in something fun that they really enjoy and have fun while learning new skills. And now Jarrett with some media insight.
In Ms. Hill's class, we have learned what words to use for framing many different shots. We have learned how to properly set up the camera equipment. We have used many DV tape camcorders, tripods, microphones, and receivers. This has been Jarrett Pond giving you the scoop of the 6th grade media class.
Thank you for that interview. This program is preparing us to be part of the high school Warrior Vision crew. Currently as 6th graders, we know all the positions for being on camera for the Warrior Wake Up, just like the sophomores, juniors, and seniors do. They are currently in charge of running the Warrior Wake Up.
We want to give a big thank you not only to Mrs. Hill, but our teachers and support from the Board of Education and in the community for programs like this to be possible.
I say I'm too late, got nothing in my brain.
The Leader in Me is a process that was created by Stephen Covey. It is a series of 7 habits where the children and actually staff and everybody develop really a kind of structure of habits that start with a personal victory. It's being proactive, beginning with an end in mind, and putting first things first. Once you've arrived at that personal victory, you're ready to take that into the public, where you work with other people. You're thinking of win-win situations. You are listening, being a better listener, seeking first to understand. You're synergizing and you're working together. Once you have that all together, you sharpen the saw, which means you take the time for you, and working all those 7 habits together on a regular basis makes you a more effective and pleasant person to be around.
I think things through, think about what I must do, planning ahead and setting goals gets me to where I want to go.
This year we actually started letting the kids do the announcements. It's one thing to listen to adults on the announcements all the time, but they tend to be more attentive to their peers. So it's created new leadership responsibilities within the classrooms and also within our building. So we have children do the announcements. We have warrior welcomers that come to kind of welcome our kids into the building every day, and just seeing them want to take ownership and responsibility in their school. I think that as they come up through the years, we're going to see a bigger buy-in. I think when you try to start a process with kids who already have behaviors and habits, I should say, good and bad, it's a more difficult process to kind of instill in them. But I think overall they enjoy it because they're starting to see the changes. So do we want more enjoyment? Yes. And I think it'll come with the years.
Being proactive. Begin with an end in mind. Putting first things first.
My favorite habit is think win-win because instead of one person just having what they want, the other person, like, they can combine so they both can have what they want.
Think first to understand.
My favorite habit is habit number 6, synergize, because everybody's working together with one idea or different to get something done.
Sharpen the saw!
You have to have a certain amount of buy-in. You have to have the teachers who want to hit the ground running with it. And I think that once you get a certain level of buy-in from your staff, more begin to join. And with the Leader in Me process, you get a core lighthouse team, and that has to change out. They spread responsibility out to action teams. And within the course of years in the process, that lighthouse team and the action teams have to trade out so that you're getting a bigger buy-in, you're getting more teachers involved. And it has to be somebody and people, groups of people who want to be involved, not forced to be involved. So trying to wait for that total buy-in from your staff.
Can you guys wave to the camera? Hi.
eSpark is actually customized learning for each individual student. eSpark benefits each student by giving them an opportunity to go and learn at their own pace in math and reading. And one student might be at one level, while another student may be learning something second grade or beyond. So something as easy as spelling or for phonemic awareness, basic sounds, blends. They could be, at a kindergarten level with that, and then also they might be learning something as difficult as fractions at a third grade level or beyond, but still be in second grade. It's all based on what they know, and they go through these different quests that tell them, it's a quiz. So then they take the quiz, and then that'll kind of place them based on what they already know.
Hi, my name is Jacob, and I'm going to be telling you my favorite part about eSpark. My favorite part about eSpark is doing a video because you get to explain your answer on the whiteboard.
What is credit recovery?
Credit recovery is an online course for students where they can complete the work necessary to gain credits to graduate from high school.
How does it work?
If you are absent from school for a long period of time, instead of being denied course credit, you can be put in a credit recovery class after school and go online to take many different units.
Well, I don't miss school and I get good grades, so this doesn't apply to me.
No, wait. If you want to get a mastery level on your Regents, you can take the credit recovery class for a few weeks, and the program will help you find areas that you were weak on during your previous Regents. And this will try to help you possibly boost your grade.
But I hate working off the school computers.
You don't have to use the school computers. Apex can be used for all subjects. Some are even iPad accessible. You can do this at home at www.apexvs.com.
How much work do I have to do?
Apex can be thought of in two paths. A self-paced credit recovery path, where you can do a certain amount of material, up to 2 weeks. There's also a teacher-paced, where a teacher can give any amount of work depending on what you are lacking or struggling with.
When does it start?
It already started. As of March 25th, certain students have been selected by administration based on their academics and attendance. It started solely with the seniors and started to make its way down towards the underclassmen. Administration is now looking at students' Regents data to help them achieve higher scores and even get their masters. We can use it as an advanced type mechanism to give students support to go back and learn certain materials they quite didn't understand. We can also use it as a tutoring type session to help students do better on the Regents.
Do you want your voice to be heard?
The annual budget vote and school board member election will be held on Tuesday, May 19, 2015 in the Junior Senior High School Gymnasium from 12 till 9 p.m. The three candidates for the MTC are Carrie J. John, Amy Amborski, and Patrick Morris. Shall the following resolution be adopted to wit, resolved that the Board of Education of the Salamanca City Central School District be authorized to expand the sums set forth in the proposed 2015 through 16 budget in the total amount of $27,809,900 and levy the necessary tax. Absentee ballot applications are available by calling the district clerk at 945-2403.
We are going to move and count. It will be fun. Listen carefully. I will tell you what to do. Touch my foot when you are ready.
Touch his foot.
We are going to count
back up.
Ones. You will move your arms like me. Count out loud as you move your arms.
Count out loud, remember?
1, 2, 3, 4,
15,
10. How many?
Does anybody program specific instructions for the robot to follow?
The robot has apps that you can download from the interface. Anything that you want to create has to be programmed. It is very time-consuming to create activities. We tried to make things that could be used at any time, like counting and stories.
Good, David.
50.
How have the students reacted to having a robot in the classroom?
The students were very excited about it at first. They tend to open up more, meaning I have seen more communication with the robot. They like to simply have conversations with the robot. I have to type the responses, though, and it can be difficult to type that fast.
Are there any big challenges to using the robots?
The problem that can arise at times is that it's very time-consuming to create new things. Also, it's not always working properly. It has to be charged frequently, and of course, it's very expensive. So I'm constantly worried that something will happen to it.
What would you say is the biggest benefit?
The biggest benefit is that it is so different and so fun. The students really enjoy it.
See you later.
This budget cycle, with the retirement of Mr. Christ and Ms. Cook as our administrators, the Board of Ed and I decided that we were going to shuffle the positions around a little bit. So it's the Assistant Superintendent for Academic Services, and this individual is going to be responsible for the overseeing of all of the programs that are academics. The assistant that we have offered the position to and will be joining us this summer has extensive experiences as an elementary administrator as well as a secondary administrator, and significant experiences on district-wide operations of a school district from a curriculum and instruction background. Well, primarily this individual will be overseeing the operations of the building principals and the district-wide administrators in special ed and athletics. We felt as though by realigning the responsibilities and the reporting responsibilities from the building administrators, that will be a better, more efficient use of our instruction and our manpower to meet the instructional Common Core curriculum goals. But primarily this person is going to oversee the principals on the day-to-day operations of the instructional programs.
With the shuffling of administrative positions, Mrs. Anne Marie Anderson moved to Prospect, Mr. Donald Hensel went to Seneca, and Salamanca Junior Senior High School welcomed Mr. Chris, who due to health issues had to take an early retirement. Mr. Peter Morganti was then welcomed as a temporary principal to finish off the 2014-2015 school year.
The new junior senior high principal is Mr. Cooper. Mr. Cooper is a longtime administrator in the Southern Tier and is currently coming off of a very successful run as the principal of Frewsburg Junior Senior High School. He's going to be starting with us this summer, July 1st, and he's going to bring to the secondary building a significant amount of experience in effective, efficient, and successful operations of a secondary program.
I'm really looking forward to getting out here and meeting the school community, most importantly the students, but our staff and the parents, and looking forward to getting started here at Salamanca. I think first and foremost it's I'm coming from a rural school district, but kids are kids, and just really, like I said, I'm looking forward to meeting the students, and so I don't see the change being very difficult at all. I have a few models, but probably the one thing that you're going to hear me say is doing the right thing, and and a very simple statement, but it means a lot. And when I'm working with students, and even with our adults and staff here in town, in our school, that we want to do the right thing and consistently do the right thing, because when we're all doing the right things, good things will happen for us. Expectations, the first thing I want to do when I start is talk to the key members of the students, like to speak to the student council, like to meet with our faculty and learn about the district, find out what's really important, what people cherish and special about being a Warrior, and also find out things that they feel that need to be changed. Then we'll devise an action plan, and we'll start working on making some changes at all. But to be honest, obviously anytime there's change, there's a little bit of nervousness that comes with it, but it's a good nervousness, and I really want to start. I'm happy I'm here today and looking forward to starting on July 1st. The most important thing is getting to know the culture, getting to know the community, and once that begins to happen, I think the plan and the vision will all start coming together. I love extracurricular activities. I think it's one of the special things that makes schools set themselves apart. So I'm looking forward to watching our school musical. I think this year was Charlie Brown, I believe. Yeah. And so that, but also the athletics. I coached for many years before I became a school principal. So I love watching sports. So I'm going to be somebody who's going to be visible at all the games.
Well, this upcoming school year, I think we can best describe it as a period of transition. We will have 4 new administrators on our team: the assistant superintendent, the junior senior high principal, and both elementary principals. We are looking at hiring a few new teachers in a universal pre-kindergarten classroom, 3rd grade substitute, a 4th grade new position, and a new math specialist for the elementary school. So I think transition's probably the best way to describe the plan for next year. And certainly our focus in that transition is still going to be on academics and instruction, with a healthy dose of professional development, and hopefully for the students' fun.
Students are getting more opportunities as the new school year approaches. Many new electives are being offered to high school students. Elective courses are chosen by a student from a number of optional subjects or courses in a curriculum, as opposed to a required course which the student must take. Some classes that are being taught at Salamanca High School are creative writing, media pro-tech, piano, World War II, Seneca Iroquois and political economy, studio art, computer graphics, hospitality and tourism, BEEP, and design and draw. All of these things give the students a chance to use and show off their individual talents. Elective classes are designed to give students specific skills and knowledge in something that will benefit them in their future career.
Salamanca High School has recently invested in new technology such as a 3D printer. This printer is used in the technology room where classes like design and draw and CAD take place. Students create their own ideas and their own project in these classes.
Our 3D printer prints in plastic, and we have different types of plastic. Basically, it's printing, instead of using ink, it uses plastic, and it puts one thin layer of plastic on top of another layer.
The 3D printer is used by creating an image or design on a computer that is connected to the printer, and the design is transferred into the device, thus printing a three-dimensional object.
And we can print in nylon and ABS plastic, which is kind of like most toys and stuff are made out of. And we also have Ninja Flex, which is like a rubberized, like a bicycle grip type of plastic.
This new type of technology is helpful to students because
it allows the student to see, instead of it just being on paper, they now have a 3D object that they can actually handle.
Students in the classroom are not only using the machines to make toys, they are getting a better understanding of how their ideas can come to life. The new technology inspires the students to be creative, and it gives them the skills they need in order to pursue a career in technology.
Driver's Ed was an opportunity for students to take during the summer only, taught by Mr. Rich Morton. Now, students have the option of taking it during the springtime also. This course is taught by Mr. Chris Austin. This gives students more of an opportunity to apply for summer jobs. During this course, students learn the basic skills on how to drive a car and safety precautions. Students have classroom sessions along.
This is my poster.
Max, I should give it up.
And it covers all the chapters that are in that section. I mean, all the sections that are in that chapter. Okay? Cool.
Sessions along with driving time.
Mrs. Sandy Krantz is at Prospect Elementary School working as their school nurse. She is very hardworking and generous to others. She was truly an outstanding woman and will be missed by all the students in the district.
I have worked for Salamanca School System, Prospect Elementary, for 26.5 years. My favorite part, I could really write a book of all the funny things kids say, but just seeing kids grow up like you girls. Just be compassionate and understanding for these little ones. Some of them just need a hug and a Band-Aid, but that's what it is. And that's the advice I give to new ones.
I started with BOCES in '89 and I was hired to work in Salamanca in '94, so I've been here since then. So I think it's 21 years. Of course the kids were the fun part. I'm here in the morning to do the early arrivals that come, and I have a ball with them. We play games and I just enjoy talking to the little ones. They're so innocent and what comes out of their mouth is just fun. Get lots of rest. These guys have a lot of energy and they will tire you right out. And you've got to have fun with it. You've got to have fun with the kids. That's all. They love you, these little ones. They just think you're the cat's meow.
Mrs. Kathleen Murphy works at the junior-senior high school as a teacher's assistant. She is a very gentle and kind woman who cares about all the students she works with. You can never see her without a smile on her face.
I started working for the Salamanca School District here October of 1995, and then I had the opportunity to work in 7th grade for probably about 18 years now. Well, of course, I really enjoy meeting all the teachers that I've worked with, and also the students. I know many students, over the years, so I've enjoyed that as well. Well, I would say if a new teacher assistant was hired to replace me, I would tell them to, because you work with so many different teachers and their personalities, just to always take into consideration as you're walking in someone else's home, and just try to follow the teacher's direction and be kind and be very patient with the students.
Salamanca High School was offered an amazing SAT opportunity for students. The course would normally be $595, but our school is offering it for free for students grades 10 through 12. Mr. Bridenstine said the SAT course was first presented to him by Gowanda Schools. In talking with the presenter in December, it was clear this would be valuable to our students and families. Through the district, we were able to provide this at no cost to our students. We are eagerly awaiting the test results in May to see how much of an impact it has on SAT scores. Tim Jancy's direct, no-nonsense approach combined with his humor makes him an instant favorite with students.
It's really beneficial. I think everybody's SAT scores are going to go up because it's helping them.
At first I didn't know how I would feel about it. I thought I'd be bored, but he tells stories and makes it interesting, so we're all paying attention.
I teach 8th grade social studies, and I like to use the iPad in my classroom sometimes. I also like to use the smartboard. One of the ways that I found to use the iPad to be very beneficial to my students is to put different apps that have to do with different subject matter that I'm teaching. So for example, we have a great World War II app loaded on all the 8th graders' iPads. And then what I'll do is create an activity that goes along with the app and guides the students through the app. So there's a bit of independent work, and then there's lots of multimedia for them. So it's a nice way for them to use their own iPads and their own program.
How I use the iPad and the smartboards in my classrooms is through our air server, so I can have a student present a project or a document up on our smartboards for the entire class to see and share.
Technology here at Salamanca is huge. There's been a lot of investment over the last few years to obviously get iPads for all the students here, which is a valuable learning resource and teaching resource. And the smart boards, teachers being able to use those in the classrooms for the interactions and things like that. And a lot of times, obviously, the students kind of learn quicker than the teachers do, so a lot of times the students are teaching the teachers. But it's just, valuable resources to bring cutting-edge education to the students here at Salamanca.